lady coming to the stage is from Kerhansen in the middle of somewhere. It's sit-down comedy, tales from Geriatric Park. Please put your hands together for Verna Gillis. Verna Gillis! Keep it going, Verna.
How do you define a good day? For me, if I don't start peeing before my pants are down,
that's a good day. If I'm even thinking about peeing, it's already too late. I always assume I have to pee, and I'm always right. My brand of adult pads is called Free to Pee, You and Me, with the slogan, laugh as hard as you want, ladies. On the rag once again. When I turned 69, I finally realized I'll no longer die young. One thing to cross off my anxiety list. Here I am, the best I've been, but closer to dead than to alive, knowing that one day the last thing I say will be the last thing I said, and vice versa. Of course, I grew up on another idea of 69. All I could say is, you could choke. Never really liked it. Too much going on. Now ADD is who we are. I've identified a new malady which I call FAD, full attention disorder, for people who can only do one thing at a time. They are working on a medication for that now. I gave myself a surprise party for my 70th. If you don't think turning 70 is one big fucking surprise, just wait. There are innies and there are outies. Those who freak in and those who freak out. It's so much easier to identify me as a nutcase. Just listen to me, watch my behavior. That woman is out of her fucking mind. On the other hand, the withholding, passive-aggressive, judgmental, feeling superior, holding it together person, not any less crazy. The overreactors and the over-withholders, innies and outies. Some people don't want to know me, and I don't want to know some people. If we have the opportunity, we'll cross the street. Of course, if we both cross the street at the same time, that's a problem. In normal circumstances, we will cease knowing each other, except in families, where you have to go on keep seeing each other for fucking ever. The other person dreads seeing me. I dread seeing that person's dread of me. Dreadlocked. What a relief it is to meet new people who have no history with me, nothing to forgive me for, or not forgive me. A friend posted a photo on Facebook and then sent me a link. I opened the link, and I wasn't in the photo. It was a very bizarre feeling. Then I saw a woman who was wearing the same coat I was wearing, and upon further scrutiny, she was wearing the same glasses I wore. A holy fucking shit moment. When I see my nephew a few days later, I say to him, "When you see me, do you see someone you recognize?" "Yes," he said, looking at me blankly. Later, he sent me an email saying, "I often don't understand where you're coming from." Wait 30 years, he will. I am now organizing the Control Freak Olympics, where control freaks can speak openly and honestly about how hard it is to get someone else to do what you want. I have an opinion about every fucking thing, including the way my partner tells stories about his own life. I tell them better, of course. I finally found my voice about 20 years ago, Before that, I had my scream, my shriek. My husband used to say to me in his logical way, "You don't have to scream, I'm right here." Of course he was wrong. I did have to scream. I just didn't know I didn't need to scream at him. I often hear people lamenting their imperfections. I strive for imperfection. It would be a major step up from being totally whacked. There are some expressions, well, just don't use them around me. Something is to die for? Really? I don't think so. If anything is that good, isn't it to live for? Something leaves you dead in your tracks, dead as in dead? Really? No thanks. And don't let anything leave you breathless. It's all good. Really? It's not all good. Haven't you noticed? Do I believe in a higher power? You bet I do. Carbs and marijuana. People believe a lot of crazy shit with much less proof. Marijuana is the one addiction at which I draw the line. No way am I giving that up. Mind altering? You bet. Out of my mind? Good idea. If you had access to my mind on some days, you would go out and buy it for me as an act of mercy. On a good day, I tread water in the think tank. Helpful hints for things not to do when stoned. Do not initiate or send emails of any kind. Perhaps your computer needs a device that automatically waits 12 hours if it smells marijuana. Do not agree to do or not do or say anything. Let's live together. Let's get married. I will never want anyone else. Do not convince yourself that carrot cake is a vegetable. I am ahead of my time. When I am stoned, I don't get the munchies. I reserve domain names. I own almost 30. Two of the best relationships I've had in my life have been with scones. I knew just how far I could go with them, and my expectations were always satisfied. First there was a pumpkin cranberry, and then a raisin carrot. At different times, the bakeries had just both closed overnight. And I am here to tell you that it is better to have sconed and lost than never to have sconed at all. Still sconed after all of these years. One day my partner broke a glass. I was ready to say some shit when divine intervention kept my mouth shut. From that day, I started keeping a journal which I call What I Did Not Say Today. Since I now do not say these things, except sometimes, I can hear the tone of voice I'm not saying it in. I scare myself. Now I sit in toxic silence, not saying shit, but thinking it. Let's rewrite the marriage vows. Do you, dear clueless person, take this equally dear clueless person and promise to stay for life? Exactly right. Take the F out of life, place it in fuck where it belongs, and what does that leave you with? Lie. I never fell in love. I called it being clitorized. There is a mutual moment of going for it, and everything and everyone vanishes for at least 6 months. Suspension of reason. Now life is ruled by seemingly unsatiable desire. All those quirks which eventually we will dislike intensely in the other person are oh so adorable, so cute, such a turn on. shaking off those last drops from his penis in the bathroom with his hand on the wall, is fabulously erotic, because after all, it is his penis, and soon it will enter all your orifices. Months later, you will begin to notice the drops of urine on the bathroom floor and the smudges from his hand on the wall, and it will make you fucking nuts. I have a new game which I call couples. Put me into a room with random people, give me a few minutes, and I'll tell you who the couples are. The only people who will have totally different opinions and memories of something, constantly correct each other, and look on in disdain as everyone else is laughing at their partner's joke. They must be a couple. What happened to the burning bush that used to be between my legs? All I know is the bald eagle has landed. The hairs on my legs made off with my libido, and the hairs under my arms have migrated to my chin. My new bra size is 36 long. I am at the time of life when people say, "Wow, you look good for your age." Before that, I had just looked good. 60 is the new 60. 70 is the new 70. We are the olders. I'll toke to that. At this very moment, every one of us here is the oldest we have ever been. I put on and take off my retrospectacles. Thanks.